Hey, so in today's episode we are with Alastair Barlow from Flinder. Flinder is an award-winning firm based here in London. They do accounting, consulting, business analytics and so much more. They work with equity-backed based startups that are looking to grow fast. In today's episode, we talk through a variety of different areas in the field, from the apps to mindset to actually how Alastair views his business. If you like today's content, do give us a like, share and stay tuned for more episodes to come. One of the things that I hear from accountants is they try and get client buy-in through, I want to use this app, or I want my client to use Zero, or my prices are going up, or my clients need to do more. You've got a different approach, right?
I think for me, ultimately our clients shouldn't really care about the app landscape that they're using from a finance perspective, right? I think it's important that the technology they're using needs to be relevant for the rest of their technology system landscape. It needs to talk to one another, so that's very important. And that's certainly one of the things we do when we talk to our clients, is understand the entire systems landscape, not just from a finance function or an accounting perspective. So very, very important to understand the entire systems landscape and understand what the user requirements are, and from that we'll dictate or recommend and direct what technology they should be using. Ultimately, they shouldn't really care about it. We provide the entire end-to-end finance function solution. They only care about results. They care about strategic meetings. They care about getting reporting on time that's accurate. They don't care about anything else. That's entirely for us to care about. Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that I've had previously in a conversation I've had is accountants speak to their clients maybe once or twice a year, and some of those conversations are, we're going to use this app and you need to use it. With you kind of taking over that process and actually delivering reporting and servicing, how do your conversations with your clients look compared to that?
Yeah, so first of all, we talk to our clients significantly more frequently than once or twice a year.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. The second thing is those conversations for me would add no value. Those conversations are in the minutiae and aren't really relevant to the greater macro vision of the business that we are supporting and helping drive. So the conversations we are having are around the strategy. Conversations we're having are around the business drivers, operational improvements, performance improvement projects that can be put in. It could be around team, it could be around international expansion, it could be around new markets, it could be around segmenting their business and understanding which better performing, poorer performing parts of the business, and overall it could be debating and challenging them, and those kind of conversations. It could be about investment, it could be about different pivots in their business model. So really kind of much more strategic, and for us having a conversation about a specific app would be a very, very small element of the conversations that we have with our clients.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, there's a lot there to unpick, because you've mentioned that you're talking about, you said pivots in businesses, their challenges. You didn't mention the finances too much. I think from
you can tell I'm not in the detail.
From my perspective, right? You get the financial information ready, so you understand how the business is performing on a financial level. But it sounds very much what you said there is that strategic, and actually also that personal level. How is the business performing? How is that business owner actually? How are they? That kind of feels more of how your conversations are.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, kind of delivering financial information is I'm allowed to swear. Sorry, I just caught myself there. Is an absolute baseline, right?
Yeah.
Is an absolute given. And it pains me to say and see some of the quality that we see kind of in the marketplace, but actually that delivering financial information is a baseline that every single firm and the expectation of every single client anywhere should have. It's around the over and above that. What does that mean? Dissecting that, having the conversations around what's in that information, and ultimately helping direct or inform actions from that information. That's what it's all about. That's kind of what we're doing with that information. It's helping make good sound judgments to make better decisions and interventions to meet their strategy.
Yeah. Okay. And so, say I'm an accountant, accounting firm now. I've just taken over the firm, or I've just stepped up into a partner. It's a firm that's been running 50, 60 years. We've got some clients that have always just kind of end of the year we resolve them, or we might give some advice around tax. I come in with this new fresh approach, and I want to start doing more of that strategic element. How do they start? What's like the 1, 2 or 3 things that they need to crack first to get to that model?
So I think what you posed is quite a difficult question, right? And so you brought in a whole host of things rather than just how do we sell these services, right? That's the easier part, although still arguably quite difficult. The harder part is the change management and the behavioural change and the mindset change of the other people in that business, in that partnership, in that company. Whether it's kind of like you leading it and there's a team of partners, or whether kind of you're the junior partner and there's others. It's about buy-in. So and that comes from the top. It's about the vision of the practice. It's around the appetite for that and how you change mindsets, and you can't do that overnight. So if you've got the same legacy people, you're going to have much bigger challenges to do that than if you have kind of a brand new practice or a brand new business or brand, like obviously we had at Flinder. So I've experienced it from both folds. I've experienced it in PwC where people outside the firm may or may not have this view on it, but very innovative firm, very, very aggressive in terms of not in terms of its tax treatment or anything like that, but very aggressive in terms of always seeking new ways of doing things and transformation and its approach to digital. So I've had the experience of that. That was hard enough in a firm that has a huge appetite for it and could carve out an innovation sector or an innovation hub within the firm. And kind of incubate that type of business. That was hard enough because we had to sign up to global technologies and global risk and quality and procurement and all this sort of stuff, versus what we've done at Flinder, which is completely blank canvas, had understood what the market was looking for, understood what in terms of clients, understood what the SMPs and larger firms were delivering as a service, and carved a market out for ourselves that had an kind of product market or service market fit for Flinder, and that was obviously much easier to do. But come back to the kind of your initial question. It's more around mindset and buy-in. Companies.
How do you, as a firm and yourself, keep yourself ahead of the game? Because you're constantly, we're doing this, we're doing that. Like, what are maybe the 1 or 2 things you should be doing? By using your brain.
So, I think so. One of the huge benefits that we have at Flinder, right, is we have Luca and myself. Right. We don't have one person leading it, and we don't have a plethora of partners competing for their own P&Ls, right? We work as a business. We don't work as a partnership. Even limited companies, they still have the mentality of a partnership model, where they have one partner and a siloed kind of, I'm interested in my clients, I'm interested in my clients. So we work as a business. We work very, very in symbiosis with one another, I think is the right word. And so we complement each other very, very well. So I think spending time together and challenging one another is really, really key. I think also taking yourself out of the day-to-day of the business is very important. And so my role as chief dreamer, and it might sound like a dickhead title, right, to some people on LinkedIn, but actually that is part of what I do. I detach myself from the day-to-day of the business and really think as much as possible outside the box. What can we do to meet our values and our vision and help our clients beyond what any other firm has done before, right? And really trying to push the envelope. And we empower our team. One of our values is entrepreneurial. We empower our team to challenge themselves every day, challenge processes, challenge activities, challenge us on how to do something differently to ultimately save time or deliver a better experience to our clients. And we empower them to do that by asking them each week to nominate someone else that has demonstrated that or other of our values, and many other ways, how we kind of embed those and help our team live and breathe those values. And then we also learn from other industries. We learn from our clients as well. Our clients are very progressive technology businesses that are doing things and disrupting industries, and so actually we're learning things from them as well, and garnering ideas and such like as well. So in many ways we've kind of built an environment where we're kind of it's almost like a petri dish of trying to spawn new ideas or develop new ideas and put them in. I come up with a shitload of ideas all the time, right? Yeah. And so sometimes it's like, what? So it's good how we kind of like balance each other that way. So they're probably some of the ways that we do that. Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. And I think obviously we've hit the time now, but the points that you said there are really vital. Just to kind of give that overview, the things that you really said is kind of marry them up as much as possible is mindset, getting that mindset right. And obviously you've created almost like this incubator here where the mindset for the firm is we challenge the narrative, we think outside the box, and we do right by our clients. So I think some of the takeaways that somebody watching this can have is, whether you're in a new firm or an old firm, is actually what are your values, what's your mindset, and then how do you take the time out of your firm, look at how can you improve services, how can you do something different to other people, and take that traditional hat off. And some of the ways of doing that are the different shows. And if I'm right in thinking, you're speaking at quite a few shows, where can people find you?
Yeah, so first of all, people can obviously find me on LinkedIn, so I'm on there, and Twitter. You can find me under Alastair Barlow or A Barlow FCCA. Luckily going to most of the main shows this year. So we've got Digital Accountancy Show in March. We've got QuickBooks Connect in March. We've got Accountex in May, and Accounting Web Live in December, I think. So I think I'll be at all those events. I'm speaking at a few of them as well. Great. So there'll be hopefully some interesting sessions that people will be able to take away from those.
You want to cover before we?
No, I don't think so. I think kind of the only closing thing I would say to people is, if they want to do this from scratch or want to carve this out from an existing business, we very much don't think about building an accounting practice. Think less about building a business than most people think. We're first and foremost, we're building a brand, then we're building a business, and then third comes an accounting firm. And that's the mentality we have in terms of brand, business, firm.
Yeah. Awesome. You heard it here, folks. Brand, business, firm.
Cool. Thanks.